actor, do you get to see... So once the actor is cast...
Yeah.
What do you see of them? Do you see just a headshot? If they did do a self-tape, do you get to watch the self-tape? If there's no self-tape, like, how do you kind of gauge, how you're going to dress them?
Yeah. It's, well, generally, when they get the casting advice through, it is just the headshot. It's just the spotlight photo or whatever they've got is the headshot. Sometimes you do get to see a self-tape, which is really, really helpful. And quite often, the actor will have put something on in that self-tape that is kind of, they've been thinking about the character themselves, they'll dress a certain way, and sometimes that will be the reason that they've been cast. I've had directors say to me, oh, they wore this in the self-tape, I thought it was really good, that kind of thing. Sometimes with late casting, they might just, turn up. They might be like, this is the person, they're coming down for a fitting tomorrow. So that's where phoning that actor and having the conversation. I mean, I've even had sort of conversations over Zoom with different actors, and that's really helpful as well, because you can kind of see how they're moving, they're talking. So yeah, it depends really. It varies. Generally, it's the headshot. Maybe a self-tape, or maybe I've worked with them before, which is always a delight, But yeah, it really varies. But I think that's where having those early conversations, just even talking about, I always ask actors, is there a colour that really doesn't suit you?
Right.
Most people say yellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most people say yellow doesn't suit them. But if they do wear yellow, they really like it.
Yeah.
And
you're always right. Yeah.
But they usually say to me like, oh no, I like yellow. It looks good on me. But lots of people do have a really good awareness of what suits their body shape, what colours suit them. So yeah, it's just having those early conversations. Really, it really, really helps.
Yeah. I guess because I was going to ask you, like, if you've ever seen a headshot and gone, oh, and then thought about the character and then gone, oh, that's what it is. Then the person walks in the room and then their energy's completely different. And like, have you ever had that turnaround?
Yeah, sometimes. Or maybe like their hair is totally different, or they've chopped it all off since their headshot. Or I mean, you never really know until you're sort of in the room with the person. But then, if you are somewhere like Casualty, that, as you know, has got that huge resource, that wardrobe resource there of stock, and you can go, sometimes it has happened, and I go, everything that I've pulled is wrong, everything that I have shopped for is not going to work. So you kind of like have to get your cast member on board with you, and like let's go on this journey, if this isn't it, then what is it? And you kind of pull things from the stock and kind of find it there. But I always sort of try and get them to come on the journey with me.
Yes.
But yeah, there has been a couple of occasions where I've had a fitting and I'm like, we just haven't found this character, and it's quite worrying, because normally I can see the character from the script, or I'll base it off someone I know, or there's always a hook there to kind of get me into that character. But sometimes, it has happened, and I'm there with the actor, and I'm just like, I don't, maybe neither of us know what this character is, but whatever it is, it's not what's on this rail.
Right.
But we do always get there, and it's just takes a bit of a longer time sometimes.
Yeah. I was looking on your LinkedIn actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and I saw you'd posted about how you love mood boarding.
Yes.
And you were getting the inspiration for the colour from, it was like the hills of Wales or whatever it was, like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw that you'd put like 4 different colours together and then another 4 different colours, and you're trying to get the continuity throughout the principal actors and then the day players and stuff. So where does your kind of colour inspiration generally come from when you're looking at stuff?
Well, that job that you're talking about, that was a Welsh and English job. So they film back to back. So you basically make 2 programmes, one in English, one in Welsh. So every take is done in one language and then the other.
Oh, wow.
So it's a job called Still Waters in English, Dŵr in Welsh. The Welsh version went out last year on S4C, and then the English version is coming out this year on Channel 4. And it's the sort of follow-up series to something that went on called Agorlau, The Light in the Hall, a couple of years back, and it's set in a village called Llandyfri. So that was the colours of the village, basically, the colours of Llandovery. So they've got these amazing houses that are in beautiful sort of pastel-y colours, but then also, you know, you've got the mountains, you've got the rock, you've got, it was all to do with a reservoir as well, so it was the colours of where the reservoir were. Right. So that was my starting point for that. And I think when I had my interview for that job, we didn't know who any of the cast were going to be, apart from one. I think we knew the lead actress. We didn't know anybody else at that time, so I was kind of pulling things. I've got to have a hook, you've got to have a starting point somewhere. So that's what I went into that interview with, was the colour palettes, the images of the landscape, the images of the town and the area, and just trying to pull those colours out. But then within that, going, well, this character, this is their sort of, you know, warm oranges and teals, and then another character would be sort of greys and pastels, and trying to kind of give them their own little sort of wardrobe, really, and little kind of colour palette. So yeah, it's what I really enjoy doing that. And I always try and sort of give them their own kind of identity that is got that continuity throughout that series, so that you know who they are, you know, whether it's through they're always in this coat, or they're always in this leather jacket, or they've got a couple of versions of this in different colours, you know.
Yeah, it's clever, because then it gets into the audience's subconscious, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Going, that's how they are, and it makes the person more real, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. And I always try and think of it with working with a script. Try to think of it as, what would that character wear? What is their wardrobe like? And set that wardrobe up first, rather than going, oh, they're going to a party, so this is their party outfit. Oh, now they're going to the shops, this is their shopping outfit. It's like, how do people really wear clothes? How do do you have a different coat or jacket for every day of the week? Probably not. You've probably got, you know, your wet weather one, and then you've got your going out one, you know? So it's trying to kind of make it as real and relatable as possible.
Yeah. And that's you having a vivid imagination again, isn't it? Because like with acting, you give your character a backstory. So it's not like, you just happen to be in this room now. You've come from somewhere, you know, and like you said, you've got a whole wardrobe in your house. So it's really, you're creating the world more than I think audiences think that you're doing as a costume designer, aren't you? You're really making it like, actually, there's things happening outside of this scene. Yeah. Which is brilliant. Yeah. You know, there's still life in the world going on.
Definitely, yeah. And, you know, that's where we sort of work really closely with like the production designers, because they will have to design those characters' houses, and they will give them a car, and, you know, what car do they drive, and what does their house look like? What have they got in their house, you know? And it comes down to everything, working with, you know, the standby prop guys, you know, what's their bag like, if they, you know, there's so many crossovers, but I think it's really important to try and create a coherent look for a series, but also for, you know, those individual characters.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about mostly contemporary kind of like design and everything. So what about period stuff? Because you talked about the wartime thing that you did.
Yes,
the crease in the leg, but we'll forget that one.
Never forget. Never forgive myself for that.
When it comes to like period dramas and things like that, are they more difficult to style, or is it actually quite easy because, you know, you've got history to draw from, or like what's the balance there?
Well, my experience of period costume sort of comes from sort of my theatre days, and, you know, at college making things. And then, like I said, early on in my career, when I did a couple of the World War II dramas, and then supervising, really. So when I was supervising on Doctor Who, of course, we did loads of period episodes because we were going back in time, we were going all over the place. So that's where my experience of period comes from. And it's fantastic because you've got amazing study references, you've got paintings, you've got photographs, you've got loads of books to sort of draw on. You've also got amazing costume hire houses. So we've got one here in Cardiff, there's one in Bristol, you've got several in London. So, you know, designers have got these resources to draw on. Obviously, if you're going into sort of higher end, then you've got designers who will set up a workroom and you'll have things made from scratch. But if you're doing something and time is of the essence, you know, you will go and you'll hire things from these amazing costume hire houses because they're there. So it's a bit of a weird one because certain things you don't have anywhere to go. That is, if that's the period, especially with uniform, like with, you know, World War II or anything like that, that's the uniform. That's what it has to be. But then you've got the challenge of, if it's original period and you're working with people who are maybe much taller, maybe just, you know, people's chests a lot bigger than they were. So you're looking at what you've got available to fit those people. Also, again, the things that we were just talking about with contemporary drama, you may have a colour palette that you're working with. So you might find amazing dresses, period dresses, but they might not be in that colour palette. So, you know, there's pros and cons with working in contemporary and period. And it's you know, sometimes shopping is hard, sometimes sourcing things in the modern day is difficult. Sometimes it's difficult, you know, doing period things. So it's it's a really mixed bag, but it's definitely, period is definitely something that I'd like to do more of.
Okay, interesting. But now we need to get on to how fabulous you are in general. Because you're an award winner. You won the BAFTA Cymru award for best costume design for Tatty's Hotel.
Tatty's Hotel, which was such a long, well, it's quite a long time ago now, but it was another lovely job. It was one of the first ones that I did as a costume designer. So it was a lovely, it was 26 episodes that were 11 minutes long, and it was for Children's ITV, and it was a co-production with a Canadian company. And it was just really good fun, and it was just this sort of imaginary hotel run by an 8-year-old girl, and they had a different guest every week, which was fantastic. So it was so fast and furious. We would have a different guest artist every day and a half. So it was very, very fast. So we had an alien and a magician and a pirate and a dentist and a dog, and you know, so that was really, really good fun. But it was one that I could absolutely sort of let my imagination go wild with. I think Matt my husband will tell you that there was sort of things like tights being dyed purple and like hanging all over the house. And that's actually where my t-shirt idea came from, because I was sort of hand painting t-shirts to look like shirt and ties. So that's sort of the start of that, actually. But it was a really lovely job to do, and it was quite surprising to win an award for something that was a children's program. But I think it meant a lot to me that it was for that, because it was just so creative. And I felt like I was really allowed to kind of stretch my creative legs on that one.
Brilliant. Do you have your BAFTA in the house?
I do. It's in the other room, actually.
We have to get that one out later. Let's put it on the B-roll. I see your picture on your website. You're holding it like this.
I know.
It's so great. So, like, after that, did things change? Like, as in, like, did more prestigious work start coming in, or did people change towards you, or what happened?
What happened was I had a baby, and then I had another one 2 years later. So I ended up not working for about 4 years. So it all kind of came at once. So it was lovely to have that there. I was really proud, obviously, and I did feel like that, you know, I was justified in, I was a costume designer, and that was great. I never expected to stop work for so long, but when the kids were here, I just thought, I just want to do one thing now, which is what I did. And I sort of stayed. Actually, no, I did go back to work. I did go back to Casualty when my eldest child was 1. Went back to Casualty, did some commercials, did some other bits and pieces, and then had my second child. And then I decided that I would stay until they were both in school full time. So they'd gone to primary school. And, you know, lucky for me, the industry was still there. It was brilliant. I think I'd gone for dinner or a coffee with a friend of mine who's a producer, and she's like, "Are you coming back to work?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm planning to." And she said, "Great, because I've got something that I'm producing, and I really want you to come on board." So I was so lucky that I was able to kind of pick back up where we left off, and just carry on. And I've really, apart from lockdown, I've not really stopped since. So it's been really, really good.
Yeah. And it's so nice that people, no, it was only like 4 years, but they still kept you in mind for things.
It's a kind of a long, it is a long time, really. I mean, I always sort of kept in touch with people, but I think I'd gone and done some dailies when maybe they were both very, very little, and I just thought, I just can't do this. I felt like I was really, really torn, and it was something that I never expected to feel. I always thought that I would just go back to work and they'd be in childcare, and I just thought, no, it was really nice to stop for that period of time and to be here and, mess around and be here for them and just enjoy that kind of age before they went off to school. And I can't knock it really, because I've worked pretty solidly since, so it's been lovely that people kept me in mind and were kind of waiting for me on the other side.
For sure. And it's lovely because then your children got to see you when they were really young, and it's those kind of formative years, isn't it?
And they had the best person to make their World Book Day costumes. So I didn't rest on my laurels for 4 years. We've got photographs, actually. I'll have to send them to you, but we've got so many costumes that quite often they wouldn't tell me until the night before. And I think my favourite one was my youngest son said, I've got to be a snake tomorrow. And he decided they had to be an animal. I thought, we have got so many things that we could use for you to be an animal. He goes, no, I'm going to be a blue snake. So I'll send you the blue snake costume picture.
Yes.
But we've got loads of photos over the years, and they're kind of a bit too old and a bit too cool to do dressing up now. But we've got lots of fancy dress parties, and of course they basically, whatever they wanted, I completely enabled them. So I've ruined them. But
they were wearing originals from the House of Bonaccorsi. That was what was happening.
Well, I remember one year, and Enzo, my eldest, just said, he wanted a Harry Potter costume, that came from the supermarket. I was mortified. I was like, and he loved it. I was like, oh my gosh.
What's happened?
Yeah, it's not one of mine. I think my proudest moment though was a Halloween disco they were going to, and my youngest one said, "I'm just going to be a ghost." And I was like, okay. And he literally went in a white sheet with the holes cut. That was it. That was his go. That was it. He couldn't see because it kept moving. But I was like, are you sure? Can I not make it a bit more? Can we put some chains on it? So no. Literally just the sheet. That was
the holes cut in it.
So that was not my proudest moment.
No. But I bet it was like when they showed up in the stuff that you made, the parents were like, oh, that Lindsay.
Hate me. No. I mean, it was brilliant. I got to, I just got to relive my childhood in the dressing-up box and, do it all over again, which was just really, really joyful.
Yeah. And you eased your way back in. So how was it when you finally went back to being like, I'm doing costume design?
Great. And it's like I never left, which was amazing. Kind of had to sort of find new crew, really, because a lot of the people that I'd been working with before had either moved on or moved up or moved away. So it was kind of like making new connections with crew, but that was brilliant. Met some fantastic people, which I'm still in touch with now today. It was lovely. It was just really, really lovely to be back, and it was nice to have something that was just mine for myself, that I could go away. That's me. That's not me being a mum. That's just me going and doing this, and then I come home, and this bit is. This is the family, and then that's work. So it was really nice. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you're so sociable and kind of like community and like it's really nice. And so you're a member of BAFTA Company, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
So what is your role there? What have you got to do?
So I don't really have a role there. I'm just a member. Mm-hmm. So. It's really lovely. We have sort of regular meetups where you can kind of go and network. They put on different film screenings and things in Chapter, which is local. Had a great networking Christmas party. So it's just kind of being part of that kind of community in Wales, really, and sort of keeping those contacts. So when the BAFTA awards come up, I think there's certain categories that you can vote in.
Oh, okay.
So it's just about being sort of part of that community in Wales, really, which is lovely.
Yeah, that is good. And you're also, you were chosen as a mentee, weren't you, on the Women in TV and Film?
Yes.
But it's a long title.
It's a long title.
The mentorship programme, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. And I've been a member of Women in Film and TV for a while, and we just sort of would do like networking events and just sort of, again, just, you know, being aware of people in the area and stuff. And I knew about this mentorship. It's called the Four Nations Mentoring Scheme, which they run every year, and it's their flagship scheme. And I was aware of it, and I knew some people that had been on it before, and it just, one of those things, I just thought, oh, it's not really for me, and didn't really think too much about it. And I did a job, I think in 2023, called The Way, with a lovely executive producer that I worked with years ago called Beth Ann Jones, and she really told me off, and she just said, you've got no online presence, you've got no agent, you've got no portfolio. I was talking to the director about you the other day, and I went to Google you and there's nothing there. And she said, you've got to take yourself seriously. I was like, okay. And it was amazing. And she really, really shook me up. And when I finished that job, I got my website, I looked for an agent, got an agent, and I knew that this mentoring scheme was coming up. And it's not for trainees or new entrants, it's for mid-career women, and that can be, as long as you've got sort of, I think it's 5 to 7 years experience. You know, we had a huge age range on that scheme, so you could be in your 30s, you could be in your 60s to apply. I think they take about 20 or something from London, and then they take, I think, 8 from the regions. Right. It's really competitive to get onto, so I had to do a lot of writing. I had to write my application, which was really nerve-wracking because, you know, you just don't do that on a day-to-day basis. And you had to sort of say what you wanted to get out of that scheme. Had an interview, got on it, which was amazing. And then we were matched with an industry mentor. So I asked for Michelle Clapton, who is a fantastic costume designer, very, very established. She's done Game of Thrones. She did the second Mamma Mia movie. Right. She's absolutely brilliant. And so she was my mentor. So that was amazing. She was working in New Zealand at the time. So we were kind of Zooming at funny hours of the day. And then alongside that, you'd meet up with your cohort and you would have these amazing sessions. You would have things, confidence building, how to make the most of LinkedIn. You would have just so many seminars and just things to kind of like open new doors to you, for you, different ways of looking at things. So it was a really, really worthwhile scheme to be on, and I feel, you know, very fortunate that I got to be on that for that year.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. Really, really good.
I mean, now, like, you can't miss you on the internet. Well done, Beth Ann.
I know, honestly. Well, I think, you know, we're all, I don't think any of us are particularly good at promoting ourselves. We all feel it's a little bit vulgar, it's a little bit, you know, we all kind of want to go, oh no, I'm not really that good. But yeah, the fact that she sort of said, you know, you've got to take yourself a bit seriously. And I just thought, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to kind of just stay sort of under the radar and just do the odd job here and there? Or do I want to try and get more interesting jobs, higher band jobs, period jobs? You know, do I want to try and work on bigger and better projects? I was like, well, yeah, I kind of do really. So that was the kind of turning point for me to kind of push myself and propel myself forward a bit. So yeah, I think everyone needs some strong female cheerleaders in their life, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that was definitely thanks to her.
Yeah. Totally. Go and check out Lindsay's website. It's lindsaybonaccorsi.com, is it?
It is, yeah.
lindsaybonaccorsi.com. Darren will put a little link below, won't you, boobs? Yes. And like, you're so active on your LinkedIn now, and I got so much information just by Googling you. Yeah, I really did.
Clearly got far too much time on my hands.
No, you don't. She's terribly busy doing amazing costume design. But it's just, once it's up and running, it's that thing of just keeping on top of it, and then it's not such a chore, is it?
No, and just checking in and just, you know, sharing things. So if there's something that we've worked on that is coming out, just sharing that information, you know, passing on things like the mentoring scheme or, you know, different opportunities. And it's just kind of trying to stay visible because, you know, we're all freelancers, and it's really tough. And you know, that is the sort of, that's the kind of downside of being a freelancer. You know, we are always on the lookout. We're always trying to sort of look for the next project and stuff. But yeah, I think it's important to kind of, you know, keep visible, but also sometimes, you know, to kind of step back from it and go, no.
Just ease up a little bit. No, but you're good though, because you kind of write on your social media how you speak. So it's kind of like you actually, like when I'm reading your stuff, it's like, it's,
oh, you can hear
you saying it. Yeah, for sure. And that's really warm.
Good to know. Yeah, I think it's really important to have, you know, to portray yourself and how you are, and, you know, to have that authentic kind of voice behind it, really. I did actually, there was one LinkedIn post that I wrote, and the AI assistant popped up, and it says, you know, do you want to have a look at this if, you know, AI writes it? So I said, okay, and I read it, and there was just no soul there. You know, there was absolutely, the voice had gone, any humour had gone. Right. So yeah, I do my own posts.
Yeah, absolutely. My own posts. Yeah, we want to hear from you. I mean, people are following you, so we want to hear from you, not the computer.
No,
weirdness.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. However you're consuming this podcast, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving us a 5-star review, as this helps us to reach a wider audience. Your support is very much appreciated. Now back to the show. As we were driving here, obviously, and from last night, I was like, oh, that's where Lindsay studied, maybe that's where that is. And then as we were turning into the road through the city centre, I was like, oh, yeah, so you turn left here, and then that's where I went to go and film Casualty and everything. Yeah. And I could see the building and everything. So we're only like, what are we, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes away. We're really close.
It's really, really close. Yeah. How does that little kind of BBC section feel like a little bit of a home for you now? Oh,
it's lovely. Yeah, it's so nice. It's a really great building, and like you said, Casualty is there. Pobl y Cwm is there, which is the Welsh soap opera.
Yes, because that's the set.
There, yeah. And I've done quite a few other sort of little jobs from there. Mammoth, which is a comedy I did last year, that was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lovely building to be back in. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice feeling.
And so close for you. It's amazing.
It is really good. And that's why I think we're so lucky in Cardiff, because, you know, you've got the studios on your doorstep, but also you've got amazing locations as well. You're so close, you know, to being at a beach or in a valley or a quarry, or, you know, you've got fantastic locations really close by.
Yeah. So is there anything are there any productions that you think, oh, I'd like to work on that, or
oh my goodness,
or are you just content?
I think, you know, I'd love to do a period production next. You know, I'm always on the lookout for that. I think, yeah, something period would be lovely. Anything where I can kind of, you know, stretch my creative legs is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I said, Mammoth, the comedy that we did last year, is brilliant because it's so funny, because it's, you know, with the lead character, Tony Mammoth, is from the 70s. He's been frozen under an avalanche for 40, 50 years, and he's back. So Mike Bubbins, who plays Tony, is brilliant, and he's got a massive passion for 70s clothes anyway.
Oh, brilliant.
So he's completely just a delight to dress, you know, and we get on very well. We've got very similar sort of tastes. So, you know, that was great. We got to do a Christmas episode as well. So I got to, you know, make elf costumes and kind of really, really run with it. So, yeah, anything that is kind of, anything that I can do where I can really run with a creative idea is lovely. So I would love to kind of do more of that in the future, really.
Yeah. And maybe more movies and stuff. Have you thought about film?
Yeah, I'd love to do film, actually. I mean, I've done some short films, and I've done some kind of standalone, like single dramas, which have been for TV. But yeah, film is definitely something I would love to explore, definitely. And I think, you know, hopefully there will be opportunities in Cardiff in the future as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. Lindsay's amazing. Book her on some films. Misha said.
Misha said.
No, that would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. I mean, yeah, it's just lovely because, you know, like we've got lots of friends in the industry working like costume as well and do makeup and hair and stuff. And like sometimes they've got to go away for a little while. And it's a bit like, oh, that's kind of a bit of a homebody. But to have it like practically on your doorstep is like a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is fab. And, you know, also Bristol is not very far either. You know, we're just the other side of the bridge. You can kind of be in Bristol within an hour, and lots of stuff goes on there. Yeah, and, you know, if something comes up that, you know, I work away for, then that's great. But I have been incredibly lucky that I've had so much work here, you know, and been able to be at home, which has been great.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
really good.
Yeah. And going back to the mentoring scheme that you did, have you ever thought about being a mentor? Or are you just too busy?
No, actually, we've got a brilliant scheme in Wales called It's My Shout. So that was one of the first things I did when I came back to work after being off with the boys when they were small. And they produce, I can't remember how many it is, I think it's about 8 short films every year. It is a scheme for people who kind of want to have a go and work in TV and film, but it's also a great platform for people who want to kind of sidestep in their career. So quite often you'll have new writers, so it'll be people will submit scripts. I think most of them are in English, but they always do at least 2, I think, films in Welsh. They'll submit scripts, they'll work with you then to develop those scripts to get them kind of screen ready. Then they'll match you with a director, but the director quite often might be an actor that wants to move into directing. So it's all kind of, you know, people who've got a bit of a clue about the industry, but kind of maybe want to move into a different thing. Then there'll be industry professionals. So I was the costume mentor on the scheme, I think it was like 2017 or something. And then people will apply to be like costume designers or costume assistants on that scheme. And then they film all the films over the summer. In fact, I met with a friend of mine who's an editor, and she was on the scheme, I think last year or the year before, just to kind of like increase industry contacts or, you know, to kind of sidestep or to get, you know, a bit more of an insight into it. So yeah, that's a really good one to be involved with. So yeah, it's definitely something I consider sort of being, you know, being a mentor again in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could go back to your old college, the Royal Welsh College, and do some talks or something. That'd be nice.
I did actually.
There you go.
Going back, oh God, a few years ago now, I got asked to go back and supervise the opera. They were doing, what were they doing? Marriage of Figaro, I think.
Right.
So I went back and kind of was like a sort of tutor, just supervising the students who were designing and making the costumes for that. And yeah, met some really lovely students who are still kind of working. And one of them came out on my last job and did some breaking down because they've gone into that kind of area of costume breaking down. And yeah, they came out and broke down costumes for us for a couple of days. So
great.
Yeah.
And when you're like, it's one of mine.
I know. Well, you know, sometimes you work with people and you think, oh, you've got it. You've got the spark. You know, you've got the creativity, and yeah, they've gone on and done really well.
That's so brilliant. Gosh, it must be so lovely because to just impart all of your knowledge and share it with other people. Because you know, some people be like, no, this is mine.
I think no, you've got to share. It's what it's all about. You know, is just like sharing that kind of knowledge and ideas, and there's no, and I think. With most things, but specifically with costume as well, you know, there's no one way of doing things. You know, there's lots of different paths, there's lots of different solutions to things, and it's just keeping open and, you know, maybe looking at things you haven't thought of before. So yeah, I'm all for sharing knowledge.
Yeah, cool. Gosh, you're so full of ideas and things. Are you all like bubbling over with ideas constantly? Like if like
terrible, yeah. Like I haven't got enough lifetimes to do all the things that I want to do.
I bet, yeah. And then I guess if there's something like maybe you want to wear, you could just whip it up, couldn't you? You could just make it. Like,
make it. I very rarely sew for myself, actually.
Really?
Very rarely, and I should do more. Yeah, I should do more. But yeah, no, definitely, it's my brain is never off, and I think that's probably been the case for most of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. I mean, quite a few people we've interviewed, sometimes like, oh, do you think you might ever retire? You know, and they always go, no.
No. Me and Matt were talking about this because obviously both in creative industries, but he's in a total, you know, not anything to do with production at all. But yeah, I was just like, I just can't imagine going, I'm going to stop now, you know? I don't think I would still want to be on set of a mountain when I'm like 73.
Yeah.
I think I might want to stop then, but or, you know, do something else, whether it's, you know, teaching, lecturing or creating, you know, doing something in some capacity. But yeah, I can't ever imagine just stopping.
Yeah, brilliant. Because it's exactly what you were supposed to do, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You're in it. You're in your proper atmosphere, which is great. So what's next? What's coming up next for you?
What is coming up next? So I've got another project sort of later on in the summer, and then possibly something after that, but we don't. It's, you know what it's like, kind of all up in the air at the minute.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I had such a busy year last year. I'm just kind of enjoying stopping at the minute, which is good. I'm going to do interesting things like redecorate the house and, you know, sort the garden out when that kind of the weather gets a bit warmer, and just try and enjoy doing things just for myself. But yeah, so probably by the springtime, I'll be picking up with something that a series of something I did last year, and then hopefully there's some things sort of bubbling away in the background for later on in the year. So yeah, but like, you know, again, because of being freelance, you never know what's coming. But
yeah, but the thing is, what's really nice, I keep saying the same thing, is that you know yourself, and you're good at finding that lovely balance. And it's that funny thing with being freelance, isn't it? Where people are like, so what are you up to at the moment? And you're like, oh, well,
I don't know,
nothing.
I'm not doing anything, yeah.
And you're all like embarrassed. It's like, but that's not like that with you.
No,
you know?
you can't be, because, you know, it's such a fickle industry. And like you said, you never know from year to year what pattern the work is going to take, you know. Like, for example, last year when I was really busy from about the May until November. And in that time, I was getting phone calls and availability check for, you know, other things as well, because everything came at once. You know, it would be lovely if everything was spread out, you know, and everybody could work throughout the year. But, you know, it doesn't always happen like that. But I think when you are creative, it's really important to take that downtime and do something for yourself, creative for yourself, that isn't to do directly with a job. So I do try and go and see exhibitions. I go and try and see things that I want to go and see just for me. Taking my mum on a road trip next week. We're going to Bath. We're going to go and see, there's a Zandra Rhodes retrospective in one of the museums there, so we're going to go and do that.
Brilliant.
There's a few things in London that I want to go and see. So it's actually making yourself go, right, let's take this time, because you know what filming days are like. It's crazy. Once you're in it, you don't have time. But taking that time to go, what do I want to go and do for me? Do I want to go in for a run? Do I want to go and do a yoga class? You know, do I want to sit and read a book?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
It's been so good. It's gone by really quickly. It feels like it's been like 2 minutes.
We've done a lot, I think. We've covered a lot.
We have, and I've seen the light change, and I'm like, hang on a minute, it's getting dark.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. It's been so lovely.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. And hopefully you're going to show us your bathroom in a minute.
Yeah, do you want me to go and get it?
Yes.
Shall I go and get it?
We need that on film. Thank you.
Okay, get it now. So I think it says 2011, but I think it was actually 2012 that was the ceremony.
Gosh, look at this.
I know.
I'm allowed to touch it.
It's heavy.
That is heavy.
I know.
Did you have to do a speech?
I think I did. I think I did a speech. I was probably a bit kind of struck at winning it at the time, but yeah, it's weighty, isn't it?
Yeah, just the whole thing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you keep your? I mean, I know you said you went off and had your children and everything, but like, how did you keep yourself grounded afterwards, or were you just kind of a grounded person anyway?
I think I was just kind of grounded, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I really didn't expect to win it, because like I said, it was for a children's show, so I didn't, and I was nominated with I think it was, two other really good Welsh costume designers. So there was 3 of us shortlisted. So I didn't expect to win it at all. But it was lovely, and it meant a lot at the time, which was really, really lovely.
Gosh. But I mean, the thing is, when you win a trophy, an award, so when you win an award, you want it to have a bit of something behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And this definitely got
It's got weight to it, isn't it?
Weighty.
I know.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, had you prepared a speech? Or
No, not at all.
Oh.
I was, completely, on the hop. Can't really remember what I said at the time. But yeah, no, I hadn't prepared anything at all. So, and I can remember I was wearing really high heels, really sort of like high red patent heels, and I can just remember thinking, don't fall over, don't fall over. Don't slip over. No, but I was good. I was all right.
Oh my gosh. But, I bet you were floating up towards the stage. Yeah. It must be weird. Is it really odd?
It was very surreal. Yeah. It was very, very surreal. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you were awarded it, are you awarded the actual one that you get to take home?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they hand it to you, and then you stand and do your speech, and then they sort of usher you backstage and then get your photograph taken. Yeah. And then you go back to your seat. And then, of course, you've got to do the after party with this.
With a dumbbell.
And I can remember being at, it wasn't this one, it was, I think it was when I was supervising, and I was with probably the costume designer that I was working with on Doctor Who, and going off to the loos, and somebody just left their BAFTA in the loo, like put it down to go and wash their hands, and just walked out with it.
Oh gosh!
Somebody's left this in the toilet.
Wow.
But no, it's a real honour to win that, and it's just lovely.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Gosh, it's incredible. Should have your name engraved at the bottom there.
I think some people can do. I think you can do that, or you can have your category put on. But, yeah. It's just there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just there,
isn't it?
I guess like now you walk past it every day, don't you? It's like, it's just...
Well, it usually, at Christmas it'll have a little Christmas hat on, maybe, or it has, we put things on it sometimes. Dress it up.
Have you got the footage from the night?
I know it exists somewhere. I don't know where. I think they streamed it live because one of my sisters watched it. It was probably on YouTube somewhere, I would imagine.
That'd be
good.
Yeah, that'd be so good to find.
I'll have to have a look. Yeah, but I think it probably exists in the ether somewhere.
Yeah, but, you can put that in the archives, in the cloud archives.
Yeah, in the cloud. I know. Well, do you know what? You've got me thinking now. I'm going to have to do something with all these photographs and do something. There's a brilliant book, I think it's up there actually. It's an absolutely fabulous book and it's called Continuity, and it's all of their continuity Polaroids, but just put into like a picture book, like a coffee table book.
Brilliant.
So I think, I think there's something coming. I think they need to arrange them and put them in some sort of format, all these years of photos and fitting. But you'll be in there. Your fitting photos will be in there somewhere.
We'll be doing some ridiculous pose, probably. Just stand still, Misha. Just about the clothes. Yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah, no, I think definitely it deserves something, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Just so we can see everything that you've done over the years.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's what I'll be doing over the next month or so.
Yes, very good. So you have an excellent online presence.
Thank you.
No problem. Where can we find out more about you?
Well, I've just recently updated my website, which is just lindsaybonaccorsi.com. Mm-hmm. So all the pictures and the information about all my recent projects is on there. And I've also got my LinkedIn page, my Instagram, which I think is Lindsay Bonaccorsi Costume. And then there's a page on my agent's website as well, which is Sarah Putt Associates. So yeah, that is my online presence.
Perfect. Loads of places to find her. Go and check Lindsay out. Well, I just have to thank you again.
Oh, thank you. It's been so lovely. Yeah, it's been lovely to meet you again as well and see you after working together. So it's been really lovely.
Yeah, it's been just really comfortable and nice, and I knew it would be. Such a delight. Thank you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I hope we get to work together again sometime
I hope
soon.
we do. Yeah, definitely.
That'd be
definitely.
Brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.